And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, do apologize for. I hope you enjoyed that lovely break as we return with the grand finals, as grand finales here of the Sparkling Tuna Cup, the 2025 September finals. We have a best of 5 PvZ ready for you between herO and SHIN. Vetoes are done, and we are jumping on into our games. I do see in the chat someone asking about the veto process or about how they kind of approach this. I mean, it's a case-by-case basis. I'm sure there are some players that they only quickly look it up on Wikipedia. They quickly skim over what the map looks like via the mini-map. I'm sure a lot of players don't actually know too in depth, but someone like SHIN, for example, does know them in depth, right? It's like SHIN, he has been going into detail when it comes to map analysis, when it comes to patch analysis as well. SHIN, he makes a lot of videos, he makes a lot of content. So personally, I would say that SHIN is probably best when it comes to adapting at a new patch and adapting at a new map pool as well, just because he does his own like independent like research on that sort of stuff. Whereas other players, they just play in tournaments. They don't necessarily go out of their way to go into the PTR, to play in the PTR, or to actually go into maps and look into them a little bit more in depth. But here we go. Here we go. We're getting into our grand finals, and spawning in the bottom hand corner of Throne of the Dunes, we have the South Korean Zerg player, we have the Blue Zerg representing Weibo Gaming, WBG. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the Red Protoss player, the Red Protoss player himself for Team T1. It is herO. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. In a straight up best of 5, I would favor herO, but specifically on the new maps, I lean towards SHIN. So it's going to be a close one. I'm hoping for a back and forth. I'm hoping for a game 4. I'm hoping for a game 5. We'll see if we can go the distance. Let's go. Let us go. So chat, CJ versus SKT, Coach Park rolling over in his brave cab. I mean, these are two ex-CJ players, and they're really good friends. For those that are unaware, for those that maybe don't follow our players, for those that maybe don't follow our players, I think he's saying I'm going to 12 pool. On social media, SHIN, herO, Bunny as well, and another one is slipping in my mind, but SHIN, herO, and Bunny, they do actually meet up outside of the game. They meet up, they hang out, they get some KBBQ every now and then, they post on social media, they're good friends, as they're all ex-CJ boys. Always really fun to see. I mean, a lot of the Korean players like are good friends outside of the game, like Byun, SHIN, herO, Creator, like they're all good friends as well. As he's looking for the pillar. Oh no! The Overlord. The Overlord goes down. There's no safe place here, Pappy. I think over here is a safe pillar, question mark. I'm not entirely certain though. So herO, he opens up with a Stalker. Opens up with a high ground as well. Crazy opener out of herO with a high ground gateway. That's things they poke in. Oh, we have an early forge? Wait, what is happening? What are we seeing right now? Early forge into insanely fast +1. This should be a 2-base all-in. So 2-base all-in at a herO. During that extra gateways, checking SHIN's vision. He did see the forge. He saw the Twilight Council as well. He knows. He's seen enough. As the Ling does get away. SHIN getting to his 3rd base. We have a swarm of Lings popping out. And again, herO is getting up to, I believe, up to 5 gates. For now, he's getting up to 4, but we should be seeing a 5th gateway soon. No expansion. A very chaotic style here out of herO, and SHIN's all in. Yeah, SHIN, he responds with Mass Ling. Now remember, this response is because he saw that herO was going for an all-in himself. The problem is that this is going to hit later, but herO, he has no shield battery. Yeah, no battery, no Stargate, no Oracle to defend, which means these Stalkers, they're vulnerable. Lings, they can pop off, they can move in. Not the best surface area. Yeah, Pro moves in, loving the cool, calm, collected defense here from herO. He does fully wall off behind the Stalker will go down. And now he does get on top of the gateway. No warp gate? No warp gate was delayed. Delayed warp gate. Oh no, he can't warp in. This was a crazy build. Delayed warp gate in favor of +1. He's crazy. These gateways should go down. If these gateways go down, there's one gateway in the main base to actually be able to produce steady units. Again, there's no warp ins, there's no warp gate. No shot, back. No shot. And the Link Flood should break through. Yeah, it takes care of all 3 gateways at the wall. Cannons are finishing up. Cannon gets depowered. Links are flooding in. Oh, the walls on the wall. Yeah, the walls on the wall. Links, they do flood into the natural base. They get a full surround of the cannon as well. Stalker goes down. Boys are being pulled. And it looks like herO is barely going to hold. Yeah, herO, he barely holds on. And why is he holding? SHIN is running. SHIN behind this, he's running up. He's running, he's saturating, his lair is on the way. SHIN is building up into a longer game, but a very chaotic start for herO. Again, herO, he delayed Warp Gate for +1 and Blink. Crazy. And now he's got a really fast +2 timing, I suppose. I guess, sure. He has fast +2, but he can't do anything with it. Like, there's no gates. Remember, this is meant to be a 2-base all-in, but he has no warp gates to warp in. Ah, no. Not like this. So again, a very shaky game here out of herO. Very shaky. herO, he left his mind in France, baby. He left it at oh no. He left it in Paris. Not like this. For those that are curious, herO, he did arrive in South Korea like 1 hour before the tournament, like 1 or 2 hours before the cast. Did arrive in South Korea from France. Oh no, what did he leave behind? Crazy, baby, crazy. As here comes a follow-up. So SHIN, he's on a 3-base economy. I should say he's on a 2.5 base. So 2.5 base economy, he's moving out with Link Ravager. He's moving out, he's pushing, and it's going to be a tough hold here for herO. It is going to be a tough hold. Oh. Wilds may break through this. Oh, very nice force fields. Oh, but the Wilds, yeah, the Wilds do connect, sentries go down, and SHIN, he should overwhelm. He should have enough, he should overwhelm. The 3rd base will fall. Wilds, they take down the site defense. Yeah, takes down the site defense. A bit of friendly fire with the Wilds, but overall, he should break the 3rd. And then go into the natural. There's a recall. Ooh, losing 2 Stalkers in the process. Yo, but he's got +2 though. Cobian, baby, Cobian. He has +2. He'll be fine, baby. He'll be fine. As the base will fall, that's going to be 13 probe kills. I mean, there are cannons and shield batteries here at the natural, so you can defend on 2 bases at least. And now SHIN can drone. Now SHIN drones up. Now he drones up to 3-base saturation. Now you can get a 4th base, and again, get further ahead. Oh my god. SHIN does rotate. As herO is desperately trying to expand, but he shouldn't be able to. There shouldn't be an expansion back. Die. Oh. Once again, does force a cancel. Nice expansion. Takes down the cannons. Oh my god, where did the... What just flew... What flew by? Oh. Hopefully everything's okay. As there was a bit of a frame spike there, or a frame drop. Colossus has arrived. And with the help of the Colossus here, can maybe try to hold on here on 2 bases, but he should never really expand. Like, he should never be able to expand and get a 3rd. It should never happen. Miles A zone herO away. Behind this, SHIN is on the 3-base economy, now getting a 4th base. Maxing out on Link Bane Roach Ravager. If he wanted to, he could take him into a Hydroden, into a Hive, into Lurkers. But SHIN wants to go for the kill. Wants to go for the kill instead. Craft ran away when it stole the piles. Ah, no. But yes, this aesthetic is very. If you remember from our map analysis the other day, it's very Diablo 2. It's very the sand dunes, the city in the background. Ah, let's go. Bathing Speed just now finishing up, and SHIN's going for it. Mirror does try to collapse in. Oh, does attempt to. Again, pushing into 3 Colossus, not going to be easy. Force Fields, they zone away the army. Very nice control out of herO. Again, he's controlling well. Kites well against the Banelings. Well, 1 Colossus finally goes down. Gets 1. Gets 1 Colossus. Once again, the expansion will fall. And even if herO defends the natural, it still doesn't matter. It still doesn't matter, man. Yeah. The third base crumbles. Diving on the Immortal. On the laser strike. herO, he kites well. Again, he's holding on 2 bases, but only on 2 bases. And SHIN just has to keep doing more of the same, to be honest. He could take up into like Hive, into Vipers to make it easier. But he's just gonna brute force it. And GG gets called. The writing has been on the wall, and SHIN, he will take a 1-0 lead. GG. Whew. GG, well played. SHIN, he'll take a 1-0 lead here in the series. But again, what the hell was herO doing? Remember, herO, he went for +1 and Blink before Warp Gate. It was crazy. It was insane. Like, I don't want to gloss over that. herO went for a wild build at the start of the game, and thankfully he was punished for it. Remember, he delayed Warp Gate, he went into Fast +1, went into Blink, he got his wall off on the high ground instead. It was an insane start to the game, and herO got punished. He got punished. In the end, he got shut down. I don't know what the hell was happening. I'm sure even SHIN was like, what is going on right now? I didn't even know. GG. And now we're jumping into game 2. We go from one of the larger maps into one of the more smaller maps, into one of the shorter maps. We're going to be loading into 10,000 feet, one of the rush maps in the map pool. Let's go. Never seen this map before. I mean, for good reason, I suppose. If you maybe didn't tune into our recap stream going over all of the new TLMC maps, you may not be familiar, but the map pool for this tournament is purely Team Liquid map contest number 21 maps, which will soon be open for voting. Again, this is the I believe the first tournament that's going to be featuring these maps. Wardy will be hosting a TLMC tournament, I think next week. But I think so far we're the first to feature these maps in a tournament setting, which is nice. We got there first. This morning in the top left-hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the red Zerg leading the series 1-0. It is SHIN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing T1. It is herO. Let's go! And SHIN, he goes for the proxy hatch right outside of the natural. Now, one of the big features of this map, the rush distance by ground is very short, so this is known for being a rush map. There is a quote-unquote pocket base here on the right-hand side that's sealed off by these mineral walls and also sealed off by these tumors as well. But SHIN, he does rush into that hatchery. We do see the probe scout out of herO. He does scout, he does confirm. Something's wrong. Something is wrong. Yeah, there's a question mark, he knows. Yeah, he does throw down the question mark. He's like, something's wrong, something's going on. Where's the hatchery? Where is it? He's looking. He checks. Yeah, he does check. He does confirm. He does spot the hatchery. He's aware. And we'll see how he responds. As we have a gate expand out of herO. Does have the gate expand. herO, he should be setting up here. Yep, there we go. He's getting ready for the wall off. Boys are being pulled. The boys are being pulled. They're starting to mine through the wall. Uh-oh. They have 5 minerals each, so very quickly you can mine through. Oh, but he does actually mess up a little bit here. But he's working on that wall. The wall is opening up very quickly. He could have tried to prioritize mining through the wall initially, but so far he's mining every single patch. Zeld has arrived. There's still 2 layers left. Yeah, 2 layers remaining. Forge is on the way. That's going to be for cannons. The Zeld trades well. Zeld does trade well. Lings are out, so we need a mine. Oh no! And now he can't. Yeah, now he can no longer mine. Adept has arrived. Shit, he could have opened this up. And here is holding. Here he's holding. He does fully wall up. It's going to take a lot of drones now to actually break through this wall. Going for the spine rush. Lings are poking towards the left-hand side. Adept has arrived. Drones, they do try to squeeze through. They get 1 patch. Oh, no, Warp Gate! Not again! Warp Gate is going to be denied. The Cybercore is exposed, and Warp Gate does fall. Okay, so he cannot warp in. Cannot warp in units. Up! Barely mines through the patch. The wall is open. The wall is open. The queen is so low. So close to going down. 1 more volley. The queen does fall. Yeah, late movement there from SHIN. Spinecrawler moving in. A little bit too far back. As there's 3 cannons on the way. He's up. He's so close. Clutch force field. Oh, that spine needs to move in, Paddy. Oh my god. That's the second repositioning here. No DPS. Yeah, the cannon does complete. There we go. Now the spine crawler within range. But it was so late. Queen does back off in time. Cannons are finishing. Oh, the queen does go down. Brutal pick off. And here's hold. Yeah, here holds. Here he does hold on. Lings, they do not get in. And SHIN's running out of steam, running out of momentum. There was potential with this build. There was potential if he had mined through the minerals a little bit more efficiently, if he had gone through 2 and 2 patches instead of all 4 at the same time. There's a world where he could have broken through sooner, a little bit faster. But I mean, hey, we're learning the maps, right? Like we're getting more used to them. It's a learning process. But the fact that these are 5 minerals each is brutal. But GG gets called, and herO, he does tie the series up 1-1. Ooh, GG, well played. But the fact that again they're 1 patch each, sorry, 5 minerals each, so 1 rotation, just 1 rotation of drones. It's actually very thin. Doesn't take long at all to get through. Crazy, baby, crazy. But GG, well played. As SHIN, he was unable to break through in time. And now we're getting to game number 3. Let's go. We're getting into game 3. Game 3 is going to be on Ruby Rock. 4 as a 5, yeah. But that might be a concern considering how quickly you can mine through that wall. Obviously we didn't see it here, but that's also because SHIN wasn't prioritizing breaking through the wall. Instead, he was like, I wouldn't say on A move, but he was on a little bit autopilot when it came to the worker mining. So he was mining through a full layer at a time instead of like fixating on trying to break through that wall as quickly as possible. But here we go. Here we go. We're getting into game number 3, and we'll see who takes the lead in the series as we are loading into Ruby Rock for the 2nd time in tonight's broadcast. Let's go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg representing Weibo Gaming, WBG. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Blue Protoss, the Blue Protoss player himself, the South Korean Protoss. It is herO for T1. I've had a map in an earlier TLMC where I had 2 rows of 20 and the Zergs complained that they couldn't mine through to take the third base in time. I mean, that makes sense. 2 rows of 20 is crazy. Oh my god. But I mean, we'll see. Like, in my mind, I do think that that might be a problem, but maybe not. Like, maybe not. Maybe there is enough time to set up and to wall off. Regardless, here we go. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like, it is meant to be a rush map. Like, I think it's too soon to say it's an issue. Obviously, we should like find out momentarily over the next couple of weeks whether or not the minerals there should be bolstered. Even if it's like, say, like one of the line of patches closer to the main base is maybe even just like 10 instead of 5 or something like that. Not even all of them. There's ways to adjust it, right? I think it's too soon to confirm. For now, hatch gas full, standard open out of SHIN. Meanwhile, herO across the map going for his own gate expand into Cybercore. Oh. Yeah, all good. Meanwhile, shout out to Killer Smile in the chats. Of course, is one of the big map makers. Is one of the map makers who does have some finalists in the TLMC 21. Infamously, the map maker of Killer Smile. It's clearly very creative when it comes to making naming maps. Clearly, very creative. SMH my head. I'm shaking it. It's one of the map makers. So now we do have herO going for a standard open himself, going for the Stargates. So after a very chaotic game 1 and game 2, for the first time, we have standard openers. Like, the first 2 games were crazy, with herO delaying Warp Gate, and game 2, of course, with SHIN going for the Hatchery Rush. Meanwhile, herO does shade into the main base, picks up those things, not bad. Does catch a couple of Zerglings. Oh. Once again, no major economic damage, but does pick off every single Zergling. That's what, 6? Yeah, 6. 6 Lings do go down. Nice mining. Not bad. And here comes the Oracle. The Oracle into the natural, shades into the mineral land as well. 3 more drone kills. A nice start for herO. Nothing game ending, but a nice start nonetheless. As herO does expand. Now, if you recall, we did feature... Oh god! Jesus, the Oracle barely gets away on 1 HP. The 1 HP Oracle gets away. Now, if you remember, we did feature this map earlier between Nightmare and SHIN. Now, the rush distance by ground is quite short. Ooh, the rush distance is quite short. Creep can spread very quickly across the map. And specifically, Nightmare had a very hard time defending this expansion. The reasoning for this, you have a very wide entrance here on the right-hand side. And, of course, you have the entrance here towards the left as well. And you have 2 ramps. Now, these ramps are actually quite defendable. We saw that SHIN had a very hard time pushing up either ramp. It was punished quite hard, but when it comes to the main attack paths, they are a little bit more open, and we saw Nightmare struggle to defend. We'll see if SHIN can likewise have success here. For now is going into +1 melee. Ooh, never mind. Looks like a standard setup, not an all-in. At least not on 2 bases. So SHIN is droning, SHIN is saturating. Ooh, losing another drone, losing 2 more drones. 2 more drones going down. But the goal here with plus 1 melee should be to build up into Ling Hydra. I'm a little bit surprised to see a second Evo chamber. That is often not seen. Okay, interesting. Does go for the second chamber. Does take the 4th base towards the left-hand side. And we are getting double upgrades here. So typically this is not seen. Just because you typically want to go for one or the other, investing into both upgrades here, it's quite intensive gas-wise. Interesting. But again, is working towards Ling Hydra. Oh! Gee, is that two? One Oracle's on 1 HP, the other's on 4 HP. Oh my god. herO. Gets away with the Oracles. The aggression is shut down. So far, nice defense. As the Hydrogen is now on the way. Building up into Ling Hydra. Now we're expecting SHIN to cut worker production at 3 base saturation. We'll see if that's the case. We'll see if he drones up his 4th. As typically SHIN only gets his 4th base just for larva. And this should be the beginning of a 3 base all-in. We'll see. For now, droning up to 65. herO does push forward. Lings, they do respond. Collapsing the army. Nice, very nice force fields. Oh my god. Here he denies this around. Nice control. Here he's pushing in. Stasis trap gets baited. Nice control. Force fields are running out, so we come in for this around. Ooh, yeah, brutal stasis towards the end. But a decent engage out of SHIN. Engage. Queen is falling. We're losing too many Lings. Yeah, too many Lings are going down, and here he's snowballing out of control. He breaks through the front lines, dives on top of the Queens. Hydras are exposed, and herO, he will break the defenses here. Lings are popping out just in time, though. Okay. The Lings are coming. The Hydras are holding. Oh, not the cleanest defense. Likewise, not the cleanest aggression. herO, he has to pull away. Warping in more gateways. herO, he's getting up to an 8 gate setup. Sorry, he's getting up to 11 gateways. 3 base all in out of herO. I was expecting SHIN to all in, but herO doing the same. No gases, no gases, no storm, no splash damage, purely Stalker. Just pure mass blink Stalker out of herO. Either he kills SHIN or he dies trying. Ooh, nice start stepping though with the Hydras. Does start step well. Takes care of a lot of those Stalkers. We have slow warp in, slow reinforcements, and that is so many Stalkers going down. And SHIN is holding. SHIN is holding, forcing this back. And we do have faster warp ins. herO, can he get on top of the Hydras? Not quite. This is just too many Lings. Yeah, Ling reinforcements, they arrive just in time. SHIN, he has the high ground. Here he has to break through. Does have charge. Charge is done. Gets a Hydra. SHIN going for a counterattack. Uh-oh. The Hydras are exposed. Hydras are vulnerable. Chargers are getting in. Zealots are getting on top of the Hydras. There's a lot of Hydras going down. More Zealots have arrived. And Hydras are melting. Yeah, they just get overwhelmed. There's not enough Ling support. The Zealots are hit just in time. Lings, they get into the mineral line, but the main army crumbles and every Hydra goes down. Again, Hydras, they struggle without support. They need Lings. And without them, they just crumple. Like they're made out of paper. And that was an expensive loss. SHIN losing all those Hydras. That was brutal. That was 20 Hydras going down. 22 Hydras even. And that's probably game. That's probably game then and there. To lose that Hydra army was not worth it. Sure, SHIN, he got some probe kills across the map. That's nice, but it doesn't matter. Does not matter. Plenty of charge lots. Ooh, nice force fields looking down the Hydras. They cannot kite away. The Zealots, they just mow through all the Hydras. Force Field's not working against herO, but there we go. Does get in, does focus on the Hydras. Ooh. Final two do go down. I say that hero's bleeding out a lot of Stalkers, though. Bleeding out a lot of Stalkers towards the end. The boys, they buffer for the Hydras. They're helping. The boys are helping, Pat. They're doing what they can, but Jesus. Yeah, the charge will save overwhelm. And with that, the Hydras, once again, they melt. As we mentioned before, like, Hydras, they need that support. On their own, they do nothing against this kind of army. As with that, the base will fall. And herO has done it. herO, he has done it. SHIN, he was initially holding quite well. I was very impressed when he was able to save his base, get on top of the Stalkers, until he went for the Link counterattack. The problem with the counterattack was that he had no links to defend back at home. And with that, he breaks through. GG. GG gets called, and herO, he overwhelms. herO, he will take a lead in the series, 2-1. GG. GG, well played. herO does take a lead. Again, SHIN, initially, his defense was quite impressive, but as we did mention, did go for the Link run by, did go for the Link counterattack, which meant he had no support for his Hydras. His Hydras were exposed, and with that, we saw that herO took advantage of those exposed Hydras. GG. GG, well played. herO takes the 2-1 lead, and the pressure is now on SHIN. Can he bounce back? Can he force the ace smash? Let's go. Here we go. Let's go. Let us go. We're getting into our next game. Going to be loading into Tourmaline. And again, very intense game 3 there between the two players, with both players attempting to all in each other on 3 bases. We saw that herO did strike first. And again, I was impressed initially by SHIN being able to collapse on those Stalkers when he did. But when charge kicked in, and with the lack of support with Lings, with Banelings, with Roaches, the Hydras were on their own. And we saw how quickly they went down with that GG. With that GG, well played. Again, that was 22 Hydras falling in that fight. Game-ending damage. And now we're getting into game number 4. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg down in the series. He has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. The pressure is on for Weibo Gaming. It is SHIN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss representing T1. It is herO. We go. So we are opening up, and welcome to Tourmaline. Tourmaline, one of the more kind of, so I want to say standard maps, or one of the more like kind of middling maps in the map pool. Not really known for aggression, not really known for macro play as much either. A little bit more middle of the road. I say that I still feel like all-ins can be favored on this map just because of that direct rush distance across the map as well, as there's nothing to really slow down a push. But I feel like that's less applicable in this matchup, more so like for Terran players, for example, for PvZ and TVP. For now, hatch gas pull, standard open out of SHIN. herO once again setting up on the high ground. We saw this in game 1, if you remember. We saw this on Throne of Dunes. And it's crazy. So for those that are curious, it is standard in PvZ to wall up on the low ground. Why? So you can wall up and you can defend your natural. With the SimCity being on the high ground, it means that your natural base is a lot more exposed. On top of that, yeah, we'll see how we settle in. I guess the upside is that you're able to preserve your cyber core, I guess. But it's crazy. like thinking big brain here, thinking a little bit more further down the line. If this leads into a standard opener into a Stargate, and if we open up Void Ray, then technically you can actually hide a +1 air attack, which if you are familiar with PvZ, one of the ways to scout something like a Skytoss Rush is to check the wall and to check the cyber core to see if there's an upgrade being built. Oh, so that is one of the ways, but we have the Stargate as part of the wall anyway. So I mean, you would see if there was anything being built regardless. Okay, so never mind. That's nullified because of the position of the Stargate. Of course, this also means that the tech is revealed. The tech is also exposed as well, and now you can actually see what comes out. You can see the Void Ray, the Oracle, what is chosen, without the need of an Overlord Scout. Well, here it does shade in, forced to recall. SHIN taking the triangular third. Skytoss Rush doesn't go fast +1 air. Going into Tempest Rush would not, but going into Skytoss would, if you're unfamiliar. But you're correct in saying that if you're going for like a Tempest Rush, for example, like that would not constitute +1 air. So now herO does poke in. I do have the fast Eva Chamber out of SHIN going to +1 melee. Doesn't make any sense. We can show you some games. Oh, that's right, true. Exclamation mark YouTube. Exclamation mark YouTube in the chat. If you don't watch much StarCraft, check out our YouTube channel. There's plenty of StarCraft you can watch. True, true. As the Adepts, they do make their way into the mineral line. Lings are not quite in position. We have 14 Lings in production. Drone's going to be going down. SHIN getting caught out. Yeah, SHIN is getting caught out here. There's no Lings to defend. 20 Lings still on the way. Oh no. Still on the way, Pat. And this is getting out of hand. And bearing in mind that behind this, hero's expanding. Here he's expanding, he's taking out of this. 13 drones falling. Getting up to 15. Getting up to 16 drone kills. Ay, ay, ay. And behind this here, he's fine. He has 3 oracles to defend. These Lings, they can do nothing. They can do nothing here. The oracles are fine. We have more adepts as well, just to maintain the third. And SHIN, he's in a brutal position. Down in workers, and the Lings, they shouldn't really achieve much here. Oracles 8+ in between the bases, getting 1, 2, 3 queens. Yeah, queen got me getting reset. Lings, they're doing what they can, but it's just a really brutal position here for SHIN. Ah, no. Shield batteries are done. The oracles, they can just race back home. The oracles can race back. Behind this, the tech was delayed for herO in favor of all these adept weapons. So getting into blink, getting into charge, this is going to be delayed. True. But SHIN's economy is still crippled. And we're still moving out with more adepts. Oh. Gets into the mineral line. 4, 5, 6 drone kills. Six drones do go down. we're still building up to 4 oracles. We can still dive into mineral lines. Thankfully, there are 3 queens here at the third base, so the third base is going to be much more secure. But we can try to bust into the main. Looking for a way in. Seems like being forced back. And Shin's going for an ult. I mean, he has to. He's going for a German taxi. We have Overload speed on the way, plus on range. It's all or nothing here for Shin. He's lost too many workers. He's got to go. Got to send it. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing for Shin. Back. Let's go. Queens are walking in. Shield barriers are still finishing up. The Wiles don't quite connect. So far, here he's holding. So far, he is holding on. Nice target find here on the Ravagers. Losing 1, 2, 3. Oh, losing up to 4. Clutch transfuse. But here he gets away. It does pull back, does pull away. Lings are getting annihilated by the Oracles. 1 Oracle goes down. Oh, it does catch the Immortal. The Immortal does fall. But Shinny's running out of steam. Yeah, running out of momentum. Once again, nice target firing at a hero. Does focus down 2 more of those Ravagers. Does focus 2 more. Oh. Once again, trying to dive in. Pushing into the bases, no major economic damage, and the longer this goes on, the better it is for herO. herO just outscaling. Down to 1 Ravager. There's almost nothing left here for Shin. And again, he was forced into an all-in. He was just forced into it. He lost so much across the map. GG gets called. The all-in fails, and herO, he will survive. He will defend. He will take the series 3-1, becoming our very first monthly champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played herO. He does claim the series, does claim it 3-1. Did have an intense back and forth and some very chaotic games as well. We had, of course, the hatch rush out of Shin, as we saw previously on 10,000 feet. We did see herO being more aggressive in the first game, and even here as well, having a more quirkier style. As a reminder, herO, he went for a 3rd gateway. He did delay his Twilight Council in favor of extra adepts, and he caught Shin with his pants down. Shin, he skipped link production. He skipped link production. He thought he was safe to do so. In the end, he was punished. In the end, we saw that the vanilla adepts of herO did crippling damage. There were vanilla adepts, no glaives, right? There was no glaives, no upgrades, just vanilla adepts there out of herO as he went for extra gateways and not scouted. Unfortunately, went unscouted in the end. GG, well played. Congratulations to herO. Congratulations. My condolences to Shin, as Shin, he is going to be bowing out, but in 2nd place. Still not bad. Still not bad here. Oh, as we quickly do update the title, sorry, update the stream. Update the scores. As herO, he is going to be our very first monthly champion. Again, thank you so much for all the support we've been getting in the chat. If you want to support our tournaments, Patreon is the place to be. We had a massive $2,000 donation. This was last month, and because of that donation, we are funding 4 monthly finals. With $2,000, we have 4 500 USD events. Going to be September, October, November, December. 500 USD here is split between all 4 months, and as a result, we have these monthly finals at the end of each month that players do work towards. They build up through the weekly tournaments. We host tournaments on a weekly basis. They provide points for this event, and these were our top 8 players. We had Nightmare, Shin, Byun, Geralt, herO, Young Yakov, Creator, and Nicaract. These are our top 8 players, and in the end, herO did take it, but not without any issues here. Creator, of course, was able to force the ace match, and Shin did take some maps as well, so did have to work for it, but in the end, herO is our champion. Congratulations. Congratulations. When it comes to some crazy upsets as well, I mean, we had Geralt taking down Byun, but Geralt, he has some insane late game PvT, and Byun is probably the best opponent for Geralt to have because Byun plays for the late game as well, which does kind of lean into Geralt's strengths. It does lead into his strengths. And in the end, we were also able to feature all the new maps as well. For those that are curious, I believe this is the first event that does feature the new maps in the map pool, the new Team Liquid Map Contest maps. I believe Wardy's going to be hosting an event in a week's time featuring the maps as well. And I would imagine that the other tournaments out there like PvZ Cup, KSL, Monday Night Weeklies, and other open tournaments should be featuring these new maps as well. They should be featuring them to test as many games as possible. When it comes to the maps themselves, it's still a learning process for a lot of the players when it comes to the strengths and weaknesses, when it comes to rushes and all-ins, what works, what doesn't work, proxy locations as well, kind of what the map lends towards. We kind of spoke about it on Old Republic, for example. Bjorn found out the hard way that specifically on Old Republic, it is very difficult to maintain a fourth base. Bjorn was trying to play macro, was trying to play defensive on Old Republic, but he just could not save his fourth, so he got shut down early on, as opposed to on the other maps like Mothership and Celestial Enclave, where Bjorn was able to turtle up and get up to 5 bases instead. So again, it's a learning process. Just because the map is large doesn't mean it's easy to turtle up and to defend, so you have to take a different approach or have a different approach when it comes to the vetoes as well. So yeah, it's a learning process, and by no means can we really determine too much based on this tournament, because there's going to be more testing to come, more testing, more events, and more kind of opportunities to showcase these maps as well. So then we can come in and we can vote for the final map pool with the most amount of data possible. That's the hope, that's the plan. Again, voting for TLMC, I believe, is still not open. I think it's going to open up after Wardy's tournament. I think Wardy's event is going to be, in a week's time. After that, then voting's going to open up, and then we can, work towards the maps themselves. I already have my kind of favorite maps so far, but I mean, we'll see how things change. We'll see how things change. Like, I really enjoy, say, like 10,000 feet, for example. I feel like there's a lot of potential, potential for shenanigans there. I do like 10,000 feet. I do like Magnetic North as well. I didn't get to cast a game on Celestial Enclave. I really want to. I really want to cast a game on Celestial, so unfortunately that happened in game 1 between Bjorn and Geralt. We didn't quite get there ourselves, so I do look forward to eventually covering that. Maps that I'm still a little bit on the fence on: Throne of Dunes. I'm still on the fence on Throne of Dunes. I'm still on the fence on Ruby Rock as well. Tourmaline, I'm still on the fence on. I feel like I need to see more games on Tourmaline. I still need to see more games on Ruby Rock. But overall, looking good. And I should also emphasize there are more maps available than what we've been casting here. There's a pretty big map pool available when it comes to TLMC 21. And I'll be honest, I did avoid some of the maps that I'm not too fond of. Like, I avoided White Rabbit, for example. What's the other one? I think Winter Garden? Is that one of them? Hold on, let me just double check. No, it was Winter Madness, that's it. Winter Madness. Like, there are some maps that I'm not really too keen on, I'll be honest. I mean, you can see, like, the rationale as to why in my, judge notes and my feedback that I provided. Yeah, it was Winter Madness, that's it. But we'll get around to featuring them, of course. We'll get around to it. We might be mixing up the map pool throughout the course of the weeks. Oh, so hello, Nathan. Hello. I want to see herO versus Nickrat. Maybe next time. Oh, there's a clown in the chat who doesn't watch StarCraft. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. I called herO. Yeah. I mean, hey, 50-50 chance on on who would claim it. The Walk of the Queens. But otherwise, we're going to be wrapping up. Otherwise, we're going to be wrapping up here. Also, very quickly, before I forget, if you enjoyed the event, if you enjoyed the broadcast, and if maybe you're watching the monthly finals and you haven't heard of the weeklies before, then bam, you can see our schedule. You can see our schedule here and now. We do cast on a weekly basis every single week, and you can actually see our next Tuna Cup at the end of the week over on Sunday. So you can see it over on Sunday. That is our weekly open cup, and that leads into the monthly finals. So this is where players like herO, players like Nightmare, players like SHIN, where they gather points to be able to make it into those monthly events. When it comes to the rest of our schedule, when it comes to the rest of our broadcast, we should be live tomorrow morning, as you can see here at 9 a.m. KST. That's going to be at 10 a.m. EST. That's going to be the PvZ Cup. I don't know if they're going to be using a new map pool. I'm unfamiliar. Hold on. Let's have a look. Let's look it up. PvZ Cup. I want to believe they will. Like, they're usually on top of that sort of thing. Stegosaurus and those working on PvZ Cup. Let's have a look. PvZ Cup number 51. Oh, it looks like they're nuts. Come on, guys. It looks like they're using the regular map pool, unfortunately. But moving forward, you know, I would imagine that they're going to be working on that sort of thing. I would hope so, at least. Would hope so. But yes, PvZ Cup is going to be tomorrow morning. We have Little League Cup tomorrow evening. We have the Starfest qualifiers. For those of you that are maybe unfamiliar, Starfest is an event happening in Canada. It's a big event happening in Canada, and the qualifiers are taking place this week for the Asia region, for the European region, for the Americas region as well. So we're going to have those qualifiers. We're going to be casting them here on the channel. We have the Pondcast. We have WarDTV Monday on Friday. This week, there are 2 WarDTV Mondays because next week there won't be one. So that's why we have double WarDTV Mondays, and they're not on Friday. So it's a little bit weird when it comes to the name of the tournament, but it's fine. Again, that is going to be on Friday as well. And of course, Tuna Cup on Sunday. Plenty of StarCraft, plenty of content as always. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you want to support these tournaments, if you want to support us, you can do so via Patreon. Exclamation mark at Patreon in the chat if you guys want to have a look at those matches, or if you want to support us yourself, you can do so. Otherwise, watching is all we ask, and if you want to check us out, you can do so via social media, via YouTube. We upload on a daily basis. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, all things Cranky Ducklings. We cast StarCraft on a daily basis, as you can see, and we're often live twice a day as well. So we cast more StarCraft than anyone else out there, more StarCraft than Wardy, than Steadfast, than anyone else. All the content, all the StarCraft. Let's go. We have the quantity, we have a little bit of the quality as well. A little bit. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Meanwhile, once again, a big shout out to herO for becoming our champion, and maybe the first of many. We'll see. We'll see coming into October. We'll see. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. We'll find someone to send everyone over to. We'll see you soon. See you soon. See you then.